When Basudev Singh left home on Tuesday morning to open his small grocery store in the Taranagar village of Patna, he had little idea about what was to come. There was always a sneaking fear that he had about his son being in the army, and especially now with him being at a forward post. Havildar Sunil had come home 7 months back and had left assuring his father, assuring his wife, and assuring his 3 children that all would be fine and that he would be back soon. The family was used to the fear. Havildar Sunil had actually served 7 years. His elder brother too had served the nation. But even then, the family could never really prepare for what really came true, for the worst. On Tuesday, the family was still a symbol of pride and dignity. We are a family of soldiers. We have a sense of pride, they said. And all that the rest of India could say was thank you. And let me get you the story of Kundan Yadav. In yet another small town, there is a story of courage and fortitude. A story of a grieving family whose life has now turned upside down. Yet they feel proud of the ultimate sacrifice that has been made. On Tuesday, when Sepoy Kundan Kumar was officially announced as part of the list of martyrs, village Aran in Saharsa went into mourning. In villages across India, viewers, soldiers command immense respect. Their valor becomes tales for hundreds of children who grow up listening to these tales of bravery. Sepoy Kundan Kumar spoke to his family last on June 9th. He had told them that he was comfortable and he was fine. Less than a week later, they lost him. India lost him. We all lost a brave-heart soldier. His marriage was scheduled for May. Then came Corona and a lockdown. The wedding got postponed. Sepoy Chandan Kumar had a lot to look forward to in life. A resident of Gyanor village in Bhojpur, Sepoy Kumar followed the family tradition. Yes, this is a family tradition to join the army. All of his 3 brothers are in the army. His father, a proud man. The closest he came to donning a uniform was when he opted for the home guards. But his sons wore olive green. All he asked for now is that his martyr son's sacrifice not go in vain. They are poor tribals from the backward Kandhamal district of Odisha. They barely make their ends meet and have no understanding of the India-China conflict. But on Tuesday, Sepoy Chandrakanta Pradhan's father maintained he was proud of his son who laid down his life for the country. Sepoy Pradhan was the only earning member of the family. When he last visited his home 2 months ago, the talk revolved around getting a few things fixed for the house. Sepoy Pradhan had left promising to get that done. On Tuesday, though, time stood still. They were just told that their son was martyred while battling a cruel enemy. In 6 years of his service, they knew there was danger, but nothing could have prepared them for that Tuesday noon call. the story of Colonel Babu, a young commanding officer, calm and polite, but always thinking about his men. Perhaps which is why he was there leading from the front even this time. Colonel Bikumala Santosh Babu died fighting off the hostile Chinese, standing right up there unarmed to protect his men, to protect his regiment, to protect his countrymen and his motherland. Colonel Babu, viewers, was preparing for his children's school education in Secunderabad, where he was due to be posted next. But what arrived back home was his remains. For an officer who most recall as being soft-spoken and gentle, to fight one of India's most ferocious battles with barbed wire batons and stones is a tale of courage and fortitude rarely seen before. Colonel Babu had topped his NDA and IMA batches. On Monday, he topped in courage too. At 35, Havildar Bipul Roy had begun contemplating voluntary retirement. He wanted to go back to his family, go back to his home, and spend time with his wife, spend time with his daughter, who lived in Meerut. His father, who lives in their Alipurduar home in North Bengal, was also extremely happy. Their son would be back soon, spending time with them, and he could take care of his parents as they grew older. It's the one wish of Havildar Bipul Roy's father that will never get fulfilled. Havildar Palani was 40 years old. He joined the army when he was 18. He's left behind a wife, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old child. 2 young children without a father now. Havildar Palani was supposed to be home for his birthday, for his housewarming ceremony, which was on June 3rd. But he couldn't make it, as serving his nation and being with his regiment was priority. He did speak to his wife for all of 4 minutes on that day. The last time he called, he told his wife and children that all is fine, that he is okay. He tried to assure them. Tonight, they grieve. Their father is gone. He never even managed to live in that new house with his wife and children. Now let me get you the story of Mandeep Singh. Cruelty of fate knows no bounds, viewers. He had been trapped in his village during the entire lockdown and had just returned back to his unit. He was the only earning member of the family and had joined the forces principally to ensure a better life. His children joined the army school in Patiala, hoping to emulate their father. 3 days before the Galwan Valley clash, he had called his family and spoken with his wife. But just when he was about to say something significant to his wife, the connectivity was lost. Naib Subedar Mandeep Singh's last words to his wife, viewers, got lost in poor connectivity. affable, friendly, and a man virtually everyone ended up liking and getting along. Naib Subedar Nuduram Soren had studied till class 12 and then got bitten by the bug of joining the armed forces. Most in his Rairangpur village in Mayurbhanj district did not place him as a potential soldier. After all, he was friendly and lovable. But join he did. And in the 20-odd years he served, he remained the same likable and affable man that they knew. On Tuesday, the man who made many smile was no more. For once, Naib Subedar Nuduram Soren wasn't able to trigger a smile. As a Gurdaspur police vehicle rolled into Naib Subedar Satnam Singh's house in his Bojraj village, no one knew what happened in Galwan Valley. They were worried. The family had not been in contact with him for 3 days. They had heard about the tension, but nothing could have prepared them for what the police informed them. The first to join the army from his family, Naib Subedar Satnam Singh inspired his younger brother to follow suit. He also serves as a Naib Subedar in the army. In his sacrifice, India's brave heart has ended up inspiring a nation. In November last year, Farhada village in Madhya Pradesh's Rewa district wore a festive look. One of their own, an army soldier, was getting married. Naik Deepak Kumar had got his leave and was looking forward to his new life. 4 months later, he even managed to return to celebrate his first Holi with his new bride and the family. No one in the Farhada village knew the next time he returned, it would be in a coffin wrapped in tricolor. His father calls him a noble son. Let us call him a brave heart, a role model, and a soldier beyond compare. Sepoy Aman Kumar viewers joined the army in 2014. He was married only last year. Aman is now survived by his wife Mintu. In his last call, he inquired about the well-being of the family. His father Sudhir Kumar Singh says, "We are proud of his sacrifice." Aman was second amongst 3 brothers and 1 sister. Ankush Thakur was all of 21 years old, viewers, perhaps the youngest in the team of 20 who are no more, perhaps the youngest in that entire set of soldiers who were fighting there in Galwan that night. Ankush did not know of anything else, didn't dream of anything else but being in the army. After all, he came from a family that had a tradition of joining the army. His father and his grandfather, olive green, ran in their blood. And so he was extremely excited when just 10 months ago, he got inducted and then got posted to this location. Ankush Thakur's family now grieves, but they are also extremely proud of the sacrifice that the family had made and that Ankush had made. his sacrifice, Sipahi Ganesh Hansda calls his family and spoke briefly. He said he was in an area where there was some tension, but don't worry, he added. His brother worked as a laborer and the family had seen extreme deprivation. Sipahi Ganesh was their hope, their only hope. In the 2 years since he joined army, the family cleared off all the debts and were now looking forward to a pakka house. They were looking forward to clean water. The Battle of Galwan has now changed all of that. It snatched Sipahi Ganesh from a family whose only hope was a son who was helping them come out of abject poverty. Let me also now tell you the story of Ganesh Ram Kunjam. On Tuesday afternoon, a call from an unknown number turned the Kunjam home in Chhattisgarh's Kankar upside down. It took them time to process. Sipahi Ganesh Ram Kunjan was just 28. And just this year, in January, he had gotten engaged. His family of paddy farmers were excited and excitedly preparing for his wedding. His family says Sipahi Ganesh was always somebody who wanted to be in the army. They themselves had some concerns, had some fears. In fact, his father at one point secretly hoped he wouldn't clear the entrance, he wouldn't get recruited. But Ganesh Ram's intense ambition of becoming a soldier meant that he cleared it in the first attempt. On Monday night, his father's worst fears came true. He lost his son just when he was preparing to welcome home a daughter. Like everyone else in that part of India, Sipahi Gurtej Singh wanted to go abroad. 2 years ago, he had a sudden change of heart. He decided he wanted to serve the nation instead. His farmer father recounts how being a farmer in the Birewala Dogra village wasn't enough for Sipahi Gurtej. He wanted to be like his uncle, who served in the forces and took part in the Kargil war. He was the kid brother amongst 3 siblings. But on Monday, Gurtej fought like a lion and laid down his life defending the honor of the nation he always wanted to serve. Months ago, Sipahi Gurbinder Singh got engaged. The family was debating his date of marriage. In Sangrur, weddings are a community affair. Everyone knows about one. Especially in the village Tolawala, a village famous for sending youngsters to the army. On Tuesday, when news of Gurbinder's supreme sacrifice came in, no home cooked. Of the 30 homes that have a son in the army, Gurbinder was the first martyr. A martyr who died fighting the toughest battle possible, braving stones and rods and nail-studded batons. His is yet another story of a marriage that will never be. For the past 1 year, the Singh household in Chakfate village in Bihar's Vaishali district had just one crib, that Sipahi Jai Kishore Singh wasn't getting married. He was in the forces, he would argue. His brother in the CRPF. So that argument kind of nullified. Finally, there was peace, and the family began to look for a girl for him. When he visited home last in February this year, he kind of okayed discussions to take it forward. But Sepoy Kishore Singh's okay ended in a tragedy. A Jawan who would spend hours motivating the youngsters in his village to join the army ended up making the supreme sacrifice. The gallantry he and his unit displayed had ended up motivating a country. Just 15 days ago, Sepoy Kundan Kumar Ojha was over the moon. He had just received news that he had been blessed with a beautiful daughter. He had been wanting to go home, but then the lockdown happened, so he couldn't be with his pregnant wife as she prepared to deliver. He was now looking forward, as soon as this situation ended, to go back home, to party hard, to celebrate, to be with his loved ones, to see his daughter. But none of that could happen for Sepoy Kundan Kumar Ojha. He chose his country. He chose to fight for his country, to fight the enemy, fight with bare hands. The enemy that was so barbaric that it used barbed wires and batons. His family is in shock. His wife unable to utter a single word. The coronavirus pandemic, viewers, proved more tragic for the Orang family than anyone else. Their son, Sepoy Rajesh Orang, was scheduled to visit them in May, but the lockdown meant he couldn't. This May visit was important for another reason. Rajesh was to get married, especially as his father was not keeping well, and he thought he would find a wife who would take care of his father in his absence. It is a regret that the family cannot get over. Sepoy Orang was the only earning member of the family. His father is bedridden. For an ailing father to be asked to receive a coffin of a dead son is a tragedy tough to reconcile with. The Battle of Galwan Valley has proved too heavy for the Orangs.